Oo, afiyet. Aa!
You. Saw you at the inn.
Witcher evrenimize tekrar geri döndük. En sonki Heart of Stone finalinden ve ardından da özellikle Update 4'ten sonra gelen özellikle oyunu biraz daha The Witcher serisiyle birbirine bağlayan özellikleri gösterdiğim bir özel bölümün ardından bugün Witcher 3'ün son DLC'si olan Blood and Wine'a başlayacağım. Daha önce belirttiğim üzere tecrübe etmediğim bir macera. İlk önce böyle insanların asıl olduğu bir yerle başlamış olmak da ne kadar iyi gidip gidileceğiyle alakalı bana küçük fikirler veriyor ama bir bakalım. Ne dersen buraya çok yakın olması lazım. Taş ocağım falan geçiyor. Burası tamam. Doğru yerdeyim.
Take it easy.
Okay.
You won't be as cocky once the Baron's men whip your arse.
Run, Roach.
Baron'un adamları mı? Abi. Baron'u en son karısına tedavi bulmak için göndermiştik. Baron mu kaldı abi? İncele. Baron Palmer'ın arması. Ha, bu Baron'u. O zaman öldür. Oo, Golden Armor'a.
Geralt of Rivia.
Ha! Sit with us, Witcher.
Ve Blood and
Found your
Wine'ın başı.
message on a notice board.
You see, Palmerin, I told you. The griffin at White Orchard. I knew that were we only to follow the tracks of its slayer, we would in the end find Geralt.
Milton de Peyrac Peyrin and Palmerin de Lawnful. Good to see you both. Been years.
Güzel karakterler
Short,
bunlar.
we share your joy.
You must forgive us our surroundings. When we pledged to place the village under our protection, the village elder gave us this hut as our lodgings. He swore it is the best hut in the village.
Get involved in some squabble?
We discovered
bence
them
de.
retreating. The Redanian garrison that left this land still is at the mercy of numerous plagues. The tyranny of bandits the most onerous among them. These plunderers shall soon descend on this village to collect tribute. Milton and I will dissuade them.
We are both sworn to
Onurlu bir
fight
mücadele
injustice
bence.
and oppression wherever they rear their heads. The matter does not concern you, of course, but do us the kindness of waiting. Once we have dealt with these marauders, we have a matter we must present to you.
Boyutların icabına bakarsanız da yerlerine çok daha kötü birileri gelecek. Yani bunu söylemem lazım. Evet, doğru.
No point fighting bandits. Kill these and others just as
Bittiğini
bad.
hiç
Possibly
görmedik.
worse will come in to fill the void.
To cast a blind eye upon the evil. There is no honor in it.
Can't stay here to protect these folk from the dangers that come their way daily.
Yeah.
Saw what I saw. Heard them urge you to leave these raiders alone. Must have good reason to do that.
Do you suggest that should we help, we assume responsibility for their fate, for their lives? This burden we cannot agree to bear.
Geralt speaks wisely. We know neither this land nor
Ya
its
bak,
people's
adam aynı
strange
fikirdeyiz.
customs. And we have come with another duty altogether.
Ah, how I long to return to Toussaint, where all is simpler.
Soon, my friend, soon.
Tosan
First,
biraz
let
bana
us convey our missive to
Fransız
Geralt
kültürüne
in the manner
yakın geliyor bu
tradition
arada.
ordains.
Kitapları okurken de öyle hissetmiştim ama kültürel anlamda sadece. Moralini bozma bence de.
Peasants will be fine, Palmerin. Been dealing with bandits for generations.
Your words do little to assuage my sense of morality bruised.
So fess up. What brings you such a long way?
We are to deliver Her Grace the Duchess's message in full, with all due ceremony. For tradition,
Is sacred in Toussaint. All right,
Evet.
fine.
Bu
Most
olması
honorable
lazım.
Geralt, Slayer of monsters and all evils nefarious.
Okuyacak bunu mecbur.
Prey on the defenseless of this world. Whereas never have you been known to deny help to the innocent, nor leave widows and orphans to fates undeserved. Answer you now our present summons.
Biri beni şöyle çağırsa ben her türlü giderim ya.
Streets with blood, and sows panic in the hearts of rich and poor alike. Come to our aid, Witcher. Thus humbly beseeches you the star-crossed city's most gracious protectress, Her illustrious Highness, Duchess Anna Henrietta.
Haşmet meyaplar. Aa, çok güzel çevirmişler bu arada. Çok uygun haşmet meyapları.
Shall you answer her call?
Tabii ya. Bunlar onu söyledi diye bak. Başka biri yazdı ya, onu söylüyor. Tabii ki istiyorum öğrenmek.
Anna Henrietta really say all that? Word for word?
Well, in point of fact, she said, bring me the Witcher and do not spare your horses.
Evet.
Only make certain this time he comes alone. The Ducal Chamberlain added the rest.
Aynen.
You know how it is.
Süslemişler.
I remember.
I might add, be it unofficially, that a hefty reward awaits. Yet the specifics you will need to verify with Her illustrious Highness.
Şu yaratık nedir? Hangisidir o?
Might be the most fervent request that I take a contract ever. And the most polite. And now we've got all that behind us. I want to hear more about this beast. Some kind of monster? Just guessing.
Most assuredly, though no one has caught a good look at it as yet, our only sure witnesses, the bodies massacred in a brutal, horrid manner.
Look, some sketches drafted from descriptions given by those who claim they touched the
Aa,
beast.
robot resimlerini
Each
çizmişler
quite
yaratıkları.
different. To my mind, these witnesses lie.
Aa, neden öyle düşünüyorsun?
How many victims so far?
2. When Her Grace learnt of the second, she discharged us immediately to fetch you, promising grants of land and fortunes in gold, should you answer her summons.
An ill wind blows, Geralt. The beast cannot be tracked. Folks say it wields black magic. Also, both victims were nobly born, and the start of a tourney draws near.
Kara büyü meselesi nedir ya? Yaratık kara büyü mü kullanıyor?
Beast wields black magic? What makes you say so?
The first victim vanished between bites at a feast. Of the feast goers,
Bilbo Baggins
noticed
gibi.
this. They saw but an open window, then heard desperate cries from the street below, where a corpse had just been found.
The second killing, similar. A night in a locked room. Servants all about the house. Guards all around the estate. Yet the beast somehow got him out, dragged him to the town square, and killed him there. No one saw nor heard a thing.
We have no fear of creatures against which sword and shield protect, but of this beast nothing is known, save that it cannot be traced, kills effortlessly, and with no rhyme or reason we can discern.
Kılıcımızla kalkanımız da işe yaramıyor diyor adam aslında kısaca. Çünkü diyor bizim kontrol edemeyeceğimiz güçleri kullanıyor. Tuzağa düşürmeyi deneyen oldu mu? Normalde bir Witcher'ın böyle bir şey soracağını düşünmüyorum ama ne söyleyeceklerini merak ediyorum.
Anyone tried to hunt it? Knights errant, for example?
Ha! Many have tried.
Tuzağa düşürmekle hantlamak ayrı şey ama. Çevrede kaybolmuş.
The beast is clever. It evades all traps and attacks of a sudden. It is like a ghost.
Experienced tracker, this is what we need, with knowledge of monsters. In short, we need you.
Turnuva ne ya?
Mentioned a tourney. Why doesn't the Duchess just call it off?
Simply, it is too late. The guests have arrived. The best knights of all lands, relatives of the Emperor. The beast could be a threat to others, not just to Her Grace's subjects.
Got it. Before an aristocrat dies, at best it's a scandal. At worst, a diplomatic incident.
Kontrol üzerine biraz daha düşünmeliyim ne? Ha, bu zannedersem biraz daha üstüne düşüneyim ifadesi şeyi karşılıyor. Hani ben bu DLC'yi daha sonra yapayım o zamanı. Kontratı ver abi.
I sometimes think back to all the contracts I've ever taken from sovereigns. Can't name hardly any where I came out ahead.
You cannot be thinking to refuse.
No, just struck by a thought. How the Duchess can sometimes be demanding.
So you accept the contract. Excellent.
We must set off at once. We long wanted this land searching for you, yet time is of the essence.
Ready to go, soon as you're packed.
Ah, then post haste to Toussaint.
To Toussaint.
Let's go. Yeni map. Yani ne gösteriştir ya. Gerçek bir şövalye böyle mi olur? Eski bir İngiliz deyimiydi herhalde. Armor'un ne kadar parlaksa yeteneğin o kadar az mıydı? Neydi? Öyle bir şeydi. Hatırlıyor musunuz öyle bir şeyi? Parlak armor zaten savaş görmemiş olamaz ifade eder. Ki çok büyük şövalyelerin de bir şeyde kullandığı var. Organizasyonlarda kullandığı var. Festival şeysi, zırhı, bir de gerçek şeyde savaşta kullandığı var.
The land of love and wine.
Exactly how I remembered it.
You will
Oo,
find Beauclair has changed some these past years.
Walk
şatonun
about when
güzelliğe
you
bak.
have the chance.
Blood and
You will
wine.
see for yourself.
To me, place always seemed straight out of a fairy tale. Knights errant, elven palaces.
You insinuate that we are somehow odd? I shall prove you wrong. This I pledge on the Heron.
Ha? Oyunlar mı oynanıyor? O ne? Rol mu o? Ama zırhı falan var. I'm for Hunt abi. Aa, toprağa yeni ayak bastık kardeşim, bu ne hız ya.
Guillaume, watch out!
I swore I'd kill a monster. All for one and one for all.
Wow. Seni hafife almış olabilirim ama. Wow. Sol ayağa sağa kaçmam lazım.
I like that silver.
Üstüme düşüyor. Sonradan açıldık ama güzeldi.
Tackling it single-handed? None too wise.
Neither is love born of wisdom, Witcher. So, Guillaume, out with it. Which fair damsel inspired you to vow to kill that thief?
The most beautiful among them.
If he wishes to guard her name a secret, he need not reveal it.
You I do not know, sir, nor seem you a knight, yet still I am profoundly grateful, nay,
Kardeşim
indebted
sadece
to you for
armorla
your
mı
son.
Knight'ı anlıyorsun sen?
This trophy, sir, is yours.
Eyvallah. Ben öldürdüm, neyse. Nasıl geldi ki, zannedersem gerçekten kız
A giant
arkadaşı
this close to human settlements?
bir erkeklik sınavı
That was
gibi
no
ona vermiş ha.
ordinary giant. His name was Goliath, rumored to have been a knight once, but one who broke his vows. For this, the Lady of the Lake transformed him into a wild giant and banished him into the Gorgon Hills.
So he came back down? Why?
Several times each year, hunger chased him into the lowlands. Goliath had killed and devoured many shepherds. Guillaume's hunt served a noble cause.
Şatonun duruşuna bak.
At any rate, it's a tale for more agreeable environs.
I'll take the trophy. Why not? Could find someone who'll pay to buy it. Put up a good fight against the giant. Got experience battling monsters?
None. In Tucson, we mostly chase bandits. But
Yok
I
ve
vow not
en
bring my
iyisinden
heart's
başladı.
champion the head of a monstrosity, as the famed Gottfried, known as the Giant Killer, did.
You don't mean to hunt the beast, I hope. The matter's best left to Geralt.
Another challenge awaits me. Yet if Geralt is to hunt the beast, he ought to know. It struck again. The river surrendered a corpse. It washed up in the meander by the cockatrice.
Aa,
Damien Delatour's guardsmen are there already, securing the area.
Securing the area? Better go there now before they trample any tracks, manhandle any evidence.
Set forth then. I shall ride for the city to inform her gracious
Gidelim de Witcher
magnificence that Geralt
hislerimize
has
güvenelim.
arrived. We'll meet later, near Guillaume's tent at the tourney grounds. I shall take you then to see her grace.
Ganimeti alıyorum abi. Acaba ne bonusu veriyor olacak bu ganimet? Bakarız şimdi. Bir sürü de şey var. Kılıcını da lootladım. Her şeyini lootladım bu arada. Ne veriyormuş? Canavardan bonus tecrübe veriyormuş. Leşenle aynı veriyormuş. Bu arada onu diyecektim. Çizimler leşene çok benzemiyor muydu?
Brave kid, Guillaume.
Parmanin oversaw his upbringing. Guillaume is his kin.
Asyonlar ve büyük usta sünger teçhizatı. Peki armorla gelen DLC'de gelen yeniliklerden bana haberdar ediyor oyun.
Slow now.
Yolda takıl işte. Şunu istiyorum. Takip
Can't get
edeceğiz.
used to the way you knights talk, especially how you switch back and forth between flowery and, well, near normal.
We are knights errant in the service of her gracious magnificence. When we appear in her name or speak on her behalf, we are bound by tradition.
Nereye girdi ya o?
Slow now. Whoa.
Ha.
Not so fast,
No one
Roach.
here. They must have removed the body already.
Let's look around. Make sure they didn't miss anything.
Okey. Efsünger hislerim devreye girecek burada. Aha. Ölü balıklar mı bunlar? Yok, ayak izleriymiş.
Hobnailed boots, multiple sets of prints. Ducal guard, clearly. Let's see where they went.
Okey.
Walked along the shoreline.
Perhaps the body lay on the bank.
Burada yaratık sesleri var ama büyük ihtimal.
Got guests. Careful.
Oo, 35 seviyeleri. Wow, ölürken yanlarında durmamamız lazım. Sonuncusunu yemedim ama.
Blood. Let's keep looking.
Moblar güzel. Küçük değişikliklerle devam edilen bir aynı görselliklerin aslında şeyinde kaldık az önce.
Anything taken by the current ends up in these shallows.
Yes, the stench is fierce.
Buralarda başka bir şey var mıydı? Bunlar ne? Loot mu bunlar? Ha, tamam, bir şey yok orada. Kıyı boyunca takip etmeye devam edeceğim.
Junk that came down the river.
We must keep searching.
Tamam. Ha, burada bir şey var.
Footprints. See them? And a rut made by the hull of a boat.
Botla
Left
açılmışlar.
recently, I'd say.
Chest var suda. Balıkçı ağı bu.
Nets were attached here.
Bir dakika. Chestler var ama chestlere gitmeyeceğim, bir saniye.
Dragged some nets onto the bank, then cut them to untangle them. Lot of blood, so the corpse must have been cut up, quartered maybe.
It's likely they loaded the body parts onto a boat and sailed off.
Bu ne?
Gonna dive in, check the other nets.
her
Only
türlü
blood-soaked scraps left of the victim's clothing. Good quality cloth.
A wealthy victim, correct?
Looks it.
Oo. Soylulardan biri mi acaba yani? Sadece zengin olamaz bence. Burada şişeler var. Bu ne ya? Oha, direkt itemleri alıyorum. Neyse. Aa, bir şeyler takılmış burada. Kumaşlar, bezler.
Noble's accessory clearly. Be
Bak,
nice to know
soylu
where
hem
they
de.
took the corpse.
Üzerine bir işleme olan şey gördüm. Mendil. O yüzden o isimlerin hepsi tek tek lootlanabiliyormuş. Bir mendil bulduk.
What now?
This isn't the site of the murder. We know that. Current brought the body
Aynen
here.
öyle.
Corpse got caught in the nets. Guardsmen pulled it out, put it in a boat and took it somewhere. Need to find out where. I'd like to look at the corpse before it starts to decompose.
The inn. Its patrons must have seen the guardsmen. Which direction?
Zaten bakıyorlar şu anda.
We should ask there.
Zaten izliyorlar bizi. Aha. Abi kukuletalı biri var yine. Hayır, somebody's watching abi.
Seems we've got ourselves an audience.
You think this surprising? The locals will tell the children of children they do not have yet. Of the day a quartered corpse was pulled from the river.
Yerlerin en büyük problemi. Şu mendili bir gösterelim, isim
One
abi.
thing. Found a handkerchief in the water. Monogrammed DLC.
D bilmem ne bilmem ne. İsmi I. Ha, Dela.
It cannot be. Was it he the beast slew?
Seems so. Knew him well?
Long past. We were close friends once, but our paths diverged. He was a man of extremes, standing by his companions no matter the odds, fighting his foes to the bitter end.
Foes. You have a lot of them?
He did, but I do not see what that has to do with the beast. Ah, Geralt, you've struck a raw nerve. Memories of a time long past, to which I'd rather not return now.
I understand. We can talk later. Let's go to the tavern.
Okay.
I shall have to leave you soon. Return to court.
Barely got back to Toussaint.
A knight in the service of Her Illustrious Highness knows no rest. In fact, I'd feared I would return too late to fulfill my duty. Yet it seems I've arrived in the nick of time.
Seni takip etmem gerekiyor ama yeterince hızlı değilsin. Giyersen tabii o kadar bir sürü armoru, o kadar yavaş kalırsın.
Once you have finished examining the corpse, be sure to report to Anarietta,
Anarietta?
Her Grace the Duchess. I forget myself at times. We address each other by our first names in private. Never in Pomrin's presence, however. He finds such familiarity offensive.
Wine, wine, and more wine. But
A watering hole for traders, smugglers, boatmen. But you will find no better crayfish chowder in all Toussaint.
Aha.
killer of the north, they say. What? With no lads brave enough? Of course we have. But bravery's not enough against the beast. It wields dark powers.
By my troth, could that be the musty scent of fresh pate?
Naught else, Sir de Peyrac Peyren. I see time has not dulled your senses.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Your companion as well.
But why do I
Masaya
not
davet
detect
edildik.
even a whiff of crayfish chowder?
Adam meşhur dedi kereviz torbasını. Kerevitmiş,
I
kereviz
reckon
değil.
you've not heard, but all I caught was a corpse. I awoke at the crack of dawn, as I do each day, but when I looked up, I beheld a blood-red sky.
This corpse is precisely why we're here. For the man whom you've invited to join you at the table was summoned from a far-off land by her gracious magnificence. He is tasked with tracking and killing the beast.
We invited 2 men to join us, yet since Sir the Payrak Payran in temperament is more akin to hare than hound, I surmise the other is the hunter. With whom
Evet.
do we have the pleasure?
Oha. Adam kibar ya. Geralt. Milton Bell'i zaten tanıttı.
Name's Geralt.
A humble introduction. You've clearly not tarried long with Sir the Payrak Payran.
Spare us the petty
Hani kibar
insults.
duruyor yani.
Geralt
Terslememize
is a
gerek yok.
master of the witchering trade. He has questions concerning the beast's last victim.
I was the one to find the corpse. The sun had just risen when I awoke, sat straight up in my bed, looked out the window, and beheld a sky red as blood.
Aynı şeyleri tekrarlayıp duruyor ya bu da.
Or we shall be here till winter.
Must have been early in the morning. Went to check your nets and then...
I stepped out of my hut and saw.
By my troth, to the point, man. You found a body ensnared in your crayfish nets. We know this already. What happened?
Dur ya, ben dinlemek istiyorum.
Did you see anyone nearby? Did you spy anything noteworthy? Anything at all?
Not a soul around, just me. As for noteworthy, well,
What did you see? But be warned, if I hear the sky was red again,
I saw a head bobbing, eyes bulging, the tongue blue and popped out. Next to it, a hand rocking upon the water.
Get a good look at the body parts?
They gave me such a fright. I bolted to town fast as my legs would take me, then returned with guardsmen who told me to keep out of their way. They had a hard haul. The parts were so tangled up in my nets, they were forced to cut them.
Peki ceset?
Need to examine the body. Know where they took it?
They ferried it across, then loaded it on a cart and hauled it to a cellar at Corfo Bianco to keep it cool, see?
Ah,
what? Why Corvo
Gördük
Bianco's
iz
back in
dinleyeni.
Lascelles estate. When he learns they've turned his cellar into a morgue, he'll set his hounds on them.
While you were gallivanting about
Fark
the
etti,
north,
evet.
his vineyard was auctioned off.
Oha.
Who was that? Woman who just left. Didn't see her before. Didn't notice her walk in either.
Doubtless Linnis, the innkeep's daughter. But hold, Geralt, because this is an outrage. Lascelles' vineyard was auctioned off? Inconceivable.
It is no secret the Baron had gambling debts up to his ears. It finally came time to collect. His creditors auctioned off his property.
Oo.
The Ducal Chancellery bought it.
Adam borçları o kadar çokmuş ki veriyor
Rousseau now
şeylerini.
bunks with his brother in Vicofaro.
Adamları da şey
Told Rosselli
satıyormuş.
get his comeuppance.
Malzemelerini.
How long can one draw on past heroics? His creditors must finally have defined that his promises meant nothing.
Such are the times. Today's knights are pale shadows of the heroes of yore.
It's true what they say. God sent the beast to punish us for straying from the old paths.
Oha, sen de iyice. İnsanlar yaratığın ilahi bir ceza olduğunu mu söylüyor? Hayır, bence bu adam söylüyordur. Bak, çözelim hemen onu da.
So folk think the beast's divine punishment.
Knights have turned their backs on the old customs. Where they were defenders of the duchy, they're now defenders of their own tushes.
You insolent.
Let him talk.
The Duchess trades in titles, grants honors to ill-doers. We've strayed from the path of virtue, lost the gods' favor, so the gods sent retribution.
Don't listen to that nonsense, Geralt. It's rehashed street preacher codswallop.
Yes, the rebel rousers have been sprouting up
Adam
like
deli dedik ama
weeds
adam
lately,
doğruları da söylüyor.
each offering the same bill of goods.
Aynen, yaratık hakkında
They say
dedikodular bir
anything else
dinleyelim
about the
ya.
beast, besides it being a messenger of the gods.
The Toussaintois are no fools. They see clearly the beast kills on days honoring patron saints.
Icky monster.
Ya bu bir intikamcı bu arada ya. İnsan olan bir intikamcı gibi bir şey bu. Cesedi inceleyeceğiz biz.
Thanks for the hospitality. Time I examined the corpse.
Corvo Bianco lies a short way from here, near the tourney grounds. Just follow the road and you'll arrive.
Not coming with? Oh yeah, duty of some sort calls.
Some sort? Her Grace bestowed a great honor on me, even before we departed for Velen. I'm to play the hare during this year's game in Palace Gardens.
Her olacak.
When you see me in my costume, you will wet yourself laughing.
A little tempted to ask a few questions, but it sounds like a long, complicated story. One involving lengthy digressions into local history and
Ev
tradition.
diyor şey, yaban
So,
tavşanı
see
bu
you later,
arada.
Milton, and good luck.
Daha büyük olurlar normale göre. Gridirler genelde. Yani normali de zaten bir tür de. Hey. O kadınla konuşamadık bu arada. O kadın bizi süzdü gitti sonra. Tabela var. Aa, Hunt'ta var mı? Yeni map, yeni Hunt'lar. Oh be, ne güzel.
Ducal clerks looking for help. Could be good coin to be made.
Aa, özür dilerim, sorry. Sorry lady. Yok biz görevimize gideceğiz. Roach, gözünü seveyim, gelsene ya.
Come on.
Aha. Roach. İlerlemiyor Roach. Ah, buglandı.
Slower.
Dur. İnanılmaz ya. Heh, gel buraya. Oradaki ahşabı geçemedim fark ettiyseniz. Tamamdır, hallettik. Bu şatoya ne zaman gideceğiz? Orayı görmek istiyorum ben.
Sounds of a fight. Have to hurry.
Savaş var diyor. Acele etmeliyiz. Oha.
Run, Roach.
Aa, ne oluyor?
Damn it. Killer must still be here.
Adamlar öldü. Lan ölüleri niye lootluyorsun? Dur. Bu ne? Aha. Bunlara bakamıyorum. Sadece ölülerini görebiliyorum. Ve her türlü öldürülmüşler. Dayan geldim.
Cellar. Gotta be.
Abi. Veritem. Aa, kadının paltosu
Woman
bu.
from the inn was wearing this coat.
Kadın mı yaptı bunları?
Killed with a single blow. Throat torn open by man-like jaws. Man-like, except for long fangs. Busted ribs, blood from the ears. Took a solid hit. Massacred by a vampire. Not an Ekimara, though, or a Fletter. Bruxa, gotta be.
Daha önce karşılaşmadığımız vampirlerden biri bak.
Attacker had no trouble knocking over the cart.
Çok güçlü, tamam ya, şey işte.
Claw wounds from 5 separate claws, spread of a small human hand.
Kadın.
Footprints. Small bare feet. Lead deeper into the cellar. Fell down the stairs, broke his neck. hurled against the wall with great force.
Kapıyı da büyük bir güçle
Used
fırlatmış.
this to batter down the grate.
Adam da ölmüş tabi ızgaradan dolayı. Geliyorum. Oo, afiyet. Aa!
You. Saw you at the inn. I know what you are. Don't know why you killed these people though. Clearly wasn't for the
Abi,
blood.
şeyi açmamıştık. Yetişkin içeriği açmamıştık yayına. Dur. Kötü yerde durduk. Her şey çok kötü şu an. Ha,
We don't have to fight.
geliş al. Uzaktan al açıyı. Yakınlaşma.
You are wrong.
Aha. İlla öldüreceğim diyor. Ah, teşekkürler ya.
I cannot let you leave.
Ha, olur olur. Yaratıktı arkadaşlar, o yüzden. Bu arkadaşın sen o kemirdiğin insanlardan mı zannettin beni? Gel gel. Hızlı ol. Biraz aydınlanmaya ne dersin? Aa! Art'la yere düşürüp tek attım bu arada.
Killed all these men to get to the body. What was she doing at the table though?
Abi kolaydı. Table'da bir şey yapıyordu. Tamam, onu biliyoruz. Etrafa bir bakmak istiyorum hızlıca. Ha? İnsanlar aldığı yetmemiş, bir de stok yapmış. Oo. Paramparça olmuş.
Stinks.
Bir el vardı.
Waterlogged. Both hands amputated. Body was quartered just as I thought.
Evet, bu o ceset. Ele bir bak önce. Ya da kafadan başlayalım.
Laid in water for some time. Head swollen, and something took a few bites out of it. Something in the throat. A pouch, bulging with coins.
Ne?
Nilfgaardian florins, from several different provinces. If the murderer did this, means we're dealing with a sentient thinking beast.
Evet. Parayı almamış çünkü. Göğsü.
Body was chopped up after death. Blows struck with great force, but bones sliced through, not crushed. Creature that killed him had long claws, sharp as a witcher's blade. First sank its claws into the victim's heart. No Bruxa did this.
Aa. Kokmuş el önemliydi. Onu en sona bırakmıştım.
Third hand. A spare. Except it's clearly not the victim's.
Yani bu
Guardsmen
öldürmemiş
must have not
adamı.
noticed it as they picked everything up.
Vampirin işi değil yani.
How's this possible? Still warm. Blood still flowing.
Ne?
Several monster species can regenerate. Never heard of that happening to their severed limbs, though. Or of their limbs seeming completely alive after so much time. Examine the tissue more closely later. Might learn something.
Aa, yanıma aldım eli. Attım cebe. Sıra dışı kesik el. Aldım Allah.
So, murderer was clearly a monster, but not a Bruxa.
Aynen öyle.
But then why'd the Bruxa come here for the severed hand? And who does the hand belong to? Why the hell's it still warm? Now, pouch shoved down the victim's throat. What's the significance? And why was he chopped up into pieces? Lots of questions. No
Boğazına
answers so
dursun
far.
diye
Need to
mi
know about
yaptı
the other
acaba?
victims. I'll ask Palmerin to get me in to see the Duchess.
Okay. Düşese gidelim. Ha buradan değil. Ha tamam, yukarıda var zaten. Bu tarafa gitmedik. Burada ne var? Hiçbir şey. Okey. Roç gel, mahvolmuş buralar yine. Aa, Roç bu mekanı sevmedi herhalde. Sürekli bir şeylere takılıp duruyor. Bir de duvara takıldı. Çok ilginçti. Yeni bir vampir türü de görmüş olmamız ilginç oldu. Oha, Dünya Kupası var. Daha az önce aşağı tarafta 10 kişi öldürüldü. Bunlar burada festival yapıyor. Bu sefer Roach'la alakalı değil, bu benle alakalı bir şeydi. Roach orada kal, ben seni çağırınca gelirsin bir şekilde. Aa, turnuvaya mı katılacağız? Aa yok, adam burada. Çocukları toplamış. Hikayelerini anlatıyor.
Need to speak to the Duchess urgently.
All right, you scamps. Story's done. Go find your parents.
But the Palmerin, what about the story of Rittik and the dragon?
They're tales for another time. But take a good look at the man who stands before you now. This is Geralt of Rivia, the master witcher who lent his valiant hand to the defeat of the giant Goliath.
Master Witcher, is it true virtue always trumps villainy?
Oha. Çocukların sorduğu soruya bak. Çocuk ya bunlar. Evet. Bu tam bir Geralt cevabı bu arada. Çoğu zaman hayır ama iyi olmak güzeldir.
Not always. Could go either way. Sometimes virtue wins, sometimes villainy gets the upper hand. Still worth being good.
But why? If it doesn't mean you'll win.
That's life.
Palmerin's story. Think back. A decent man attracts other good folk, makes friends he can count on. A rogue? Well, he can only count on other rogues. And who would you rather have for a friend?
A man of virtue?
I must agree. Now, that will do for questions. Go find your parents.
Az önce çocuk masumiyetini düşünerek verdiğimiz realist bir cevapla birlikte uğurladık onları, mutluyum. Ama kalplerini de kırmadık. İyiliğe olan bakış açılarını bozmadık yani.
Who's fighting? Nilfgaardian gladiators?
Close, but not quite. As you will soon see.
Okay. Aa!
Someone's gonna fight a Shaelmar with only some bells on its tail to confuse it, slow it down?
Whatever is the problem? The beast is a gift from the Emperor, no less.
Hayvana öylece işkence etmemeliler. Bence de bu arada.
Shouldn't torment the beast. How would you like to be dumped in an arena, blindfolded with a string of bells dangling from your ass?
Pity a monster. You, a witcher.
I slay monsters who are a threat to humans.
Aynen öyle.
One to entertain a
Tehlikeli
crowd.
olduğu sürece avlar bir Witcher.
No knight will gain any glory from this.
Bence de.
Who's going to fight the beast?
Guillaume, the young man you met.
Yeah. Mentioned he'd promised his heart's capture.
Kesin ölecek bunun karşısında bu
Great
arada.
love demands great sacrifices.
Let's go.
Hayvanın gözünü kapatıyorsun. Ağırlık koyuyorsun. Sonra da karşısında savaşıp mağlup edince adlı bir şövalye mi oluyorsun? Bu ne? Boğa güreşleri mi? Bu ne bu? Geldi soba gibi.
I dedicate my imminent victory to fair Lady Vivian.
Ölmek üzere olan bizler kralı selamlarız. Gladyatörlerin sözleri bu arada.
It's begun. The fight shall have to end first.
Ama bu bir şövalye değil mi? Bak hareketlere bak. Ben çok kötü öleceğim birazdan. Yani öyle tahmin ediyorum.
Got a bad feeling about this.
Yaratık kör. Yaratık kör, o yüzden kuyruğuna zil bağladılar. Her noktada yaratık o zillere gidiyor. O zillerden bir kurtulursa diyecektim. Artık her türlü adamı duyacak. Bence biz atlayalım içeriye. Adam ölecek. Aynen. Ulan bu adamın arkasını toplamaktan bıktım ya.
Gotta keep it down. Can only tell where we are when it hears us.
Bırak bize gelsin. Ard işe yarayabilir. Aa, kaçtım ya. Bu meselede tamamen senin tarafındayım ama ölmek de istemiyorum ya. Hey hey hey. Hepsini tek tek deneyeceğiz belli ki. Bak, komple kapandı. İlniyle devam ya. Açık olan bir tarafı var mı? Yok. Aa, alta girdi. Ne yapıyor? Lan oha, çok güzel yetenek bu. Kaçtım ama neyse. Yine kaçtım ama neyse. Wow, güzel kaçtın. Maybe next time. Ya Baron, çekil gözünü seveyim, öleceksin bak ha. Baron çekil oradan. Yo, CTRL'de o alt tuşu yaramıyor. Space'de dodge'lamam lazım.
Damn it.
Aynı yaptı. Oh no no no no no. Aa. Çok hafife aldım bu arada. Öldüm bu arada. Geber. Başardım. Hem Baron ayakta hem biz ayaktayız.
The Shelma lies defeated by Geralt of Rivia, master of the witchering trade. Behold, as the last gasps of life seep from the beast.
Master Geralt, do what you must. Finish the deed!
Aa. Ağaçladım ya.
Monster's no threat. No need to kill it.
Kışkırttılar hayvanı.
Victor may always show mercy. It is his right. Long live Geralt the Merciful! Pikeman, see to the beast.
Adam öldürmeyin ama. Ben öldürmedim, siz de öldürmeyin. Ben en başından bunun zaten olmaması gerektiğini söylemiştim. Bir şey değiştirmedi yani bizim için.
Guillaume.
The lad came damned close to dying.
I'm fine. Not hurt at all. Vivian?
Smile as befits a hero and keep silent. Speech clearly pains you. She approaches.
Aha. Bu arada az önceki bir mantık veya duygu dileması değildi
Geralt.
yani.
We must talk. Vivian.
You shall talk later, in the medic's tent.
Geralt, magnificent, breathtaking.
Your Grace.
We knew that to summon you was a brilliant idea. We are delighted, ravished to have struck upon it.
And I'm truly honored.
See to our young hero. Hop, hop. For we must make off with Geralt. We should talk. We had been long awaiting your arrival. Had nearly lost hope. Then suddenly, that entrance, so spectacular.
Eyvallah. Aynen öyle.
Your Grace. Shaelmars are dangerous creatures, even to knights in full plate armor.
Nonsense. In Toussaint, knights have battled beasts for mere glory since time immemorial. True.
Bir sol bakış attı
Guillaume suffered a few
sarışın
bumps,
olan da.
scars, and bruises,
O az
but in
önceki
return
çocuğun
gained
şeyi.
eternal glory as he who slew
Göz
the
koyduğu.
monster.
What about the crowd? Say the Shaelmar had vaulted into the stands. Would have been a massacre.
Geralt, though we value your fortuitous intervention in the arena, we would remind you your services have been retained, and as shall soon become clear, you will be generously compensated for completing another task altogether.
Okay, kontrat meselesi.
Your Grace, my contract. I'd like to discuss it.
Naturally, but not here. We shall need Damien. He led the investigation pending your arrival. But wherever could he be?
Damien.
Come, we
Damien'i
must
mi
find
göreceğiz? Hadi bakalım. O Damien mi acaba?
tell us, have you come alone? Or did Viscount Julian accompany you?
Wish to see Dandelion, Your Grace?
Yes. I mean, no.
Abi burada da mı yapmış?
But solely to tell him we regret. Yes, deeply regret rescinding the death sentence we so justly handed down upon him. If we could turn back time, we would make certain he sat in a tower till he rotted. No, we would ensure he was broken on the wheel, then drawn, hanged and quartered.
Herkesin Dandelion'la alakalı hislerini. Tabii ya.
The very man we
Tam
would
bir
entrust
çapkın
with
ya,
this
tam
task.
bir
Damien
zampara.
captain of my personal guard.
Your Grace, Witcher.
Greetings.
Evet, haber verelim muhafızların öldüğünü.
Sorry to have to tell you, but the guardsmen handling the last victim's body...
I know already. The creature in the cellar of Corvo Bianco.
Bulmuşlar bak, vampiri.
No, a bruxa, a kind of vampire. Not the beast, but tied to it in some way.
You know this how?
Through
Witcher'ın
careful analysis of the evidence, both on the riverbank and at Corvo Bianco.
Do you mean to insinuate the investigation thus far has been sloppy?
Ben öyle bir şey söylemedim.
insinuates nothing of the sort.
Teşekkürler,
You must listen to
majesteleri.
me attentively.
İki şeye ihtiyacım olacak. Bilgi ve laboratuvar erişimi. Kameranın arkasında kalmış
I
isteyeceğim.
examined the body of the beast's last victim. Might have found something. Need to analyze it. A quiet place, that's what I could use most right now. And maybe the help of an alchemist or a mage.
Alchemist Mage.
Also like to hear all you know about the previous
Eskilerden
victims.
birilerini çağıralım.
Take it Sir Delatour is my man for that.
Firstly, call me Damien, please. Secondly, you should know I spoke against summoning you here. I've heard much about you. You bring trouble, or thus far have, always. And we've enough trouble as it is.
Kardeşim Trouble bizi
Yet we are
bırakmıyor. Biz
capable of defeating the
baş
beast on
belası
our own,
değiliz.
without an outsider's help.
Bela
I've no
bizi
doubt about
bırakmıyor.
it.
Biz değil.
Damien,
Kaynağı bizden gelmiyor
we
belanın.
settled the matter of the Witcher's employ some time past. Definitively.
Ayrıca biz belalardan para
Since
kazanıyoruz
you have
zaten.
broached it nonetheless, let us discuss Geralt's pay. Are the legends true? Do Witchers usually demand that which you find at home, yet did not expect?
Evde bulduğun fakat bulmayı ummadığın şeyi mi ister? Okey, bu sahip olduğun fakat sahip olduğunun farkında olmadığın şeyle alakalı bir genellemeyi oluşturmaz mı? Her zaman değil.
Not quite, Your Grace. Law of surprise, it's something we invoke at times, but rarely. Usually we just take gold.
Disappointing. This law sounds rather romantic.
Doğru.
On the other hand,
Bence de.
on returning to the palace, we would likely find impatient petitioners or a set of sample fabrics for a new dress. Poor rewards both. I fear you'd not have much use for any of the surprises we are likely to come upon. Thus, we've decided you shall receive the deed to a vineyard, Corvo Bianco, and the sum of coin. You will
Toprak
doubtless
verdi bize,
consider
bağ
this
verdi.
adequate.
Kendi şarabımızı yapacağız.
Title to the vineyard shall be given to you
Geralt
at once.
şarapları.
Surely you'll need lodgings while you hunt. The coin, however, will be yours only once you have slain the beast.
Hatta Vesemir
Lovely,
koyarız.
generous gesture, Your Grace.
Şaraplarımızın var Vesemir.
Corvo Bianco.
Anı olur, hatıra. Adını yaşatırız.
Is it now?
Tapuyu verdi direkt.
The Chancellery's bungled things again, we fear. Not to be left unsupervised
Gerçekten mi?
for one
Var mı öyle bir
instant.
görevi?
Yet, in its mood, a morgue should present
Yalan
human
söylüyor,
problems
oynamış.
to a
Yalancı
witch.
yayıncı.
What's more, nothing enhances a wine's reputation better than a grim legend.
Thank you, Your Grace. I accept the contract,
RP
of
gat.
course. But as I said before, I'll need some information.
Evet, bilgiye ihtiyacımız var. Bir ilkinden bahsedelim.
How'd it start? Who was the first victim?
Crespi was the first to die.
Respi.
He was famed once for his many glorious tournament victories. Then he grew old, hung up his sword, and took to winemaking.
Crespi was not loved by the wine merchants. He was ruthless in business and thought to cheat many a time. He asked us for a dispensation from all court ceremonies. We did not grant it. We could not. Once you've taken the oath of a knight, you remain a knight till death.
How'd he die? Where'd they find the body?
Quite unusual, the circumstance. He was at a feast when suddenly one of his fellow
O adam peki
feastgoers
neden Seyit
noticed he
Onbaşı'ya
was missing.
benziyor?
The town watch found him an hour later. On his hands and knees, propped against the town pillory, his sword hanging from his neck.
Oo.
He had died of wounds inflicted with claws, not a weapon. Blows of great force.
So he died suddenly, but the body was on its knees, meaning someone posed it.
So it seems.
Peki second one?
Second murder. Tell me what you know.
In the city there are certain nooks. No one reasonable ventures there after dark. Ramon Dulac's corpse was found
Benziyor, ne
in
yapayım?
such place.
Seyit
With
Onbaşı ya.
the first murder, terror gripped the city. Its inhabitants grew wary, kept to safe areas. Consequently, news of the second victim came to us from a group of concerned cut purses.
Criminals fear the beast?
Wow.
Telling in a way. Take it you've excluded the possibility that Ramon died at the hands of these bandits.
Do you believe me an amateur? Not hands, but claws killed Ramon Dulac. The wound was deep, clean.
His body was found in the gutter, dressed in nightshirt and cap, a pillow placed under his head, and his sword replaced by a bed warmer. Ramon Dulac, a knight who but a dozen years past was an advisor to our father, the Duke.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to make him look ridiculous. Maybe revenge was the motive.
It's not out of the question.
Revenge dedim ya.
Dulac had shady dealings with the criminal underworld, but no one ever came forth with concrete proof of any misdoings.
Ben hala daha, ben en başta söyledim ama bu kadın için söylemiştim ben biraz ama yok. Yo genel anlamda söyledim. Kadına yolda karşılaştık. Böyle bir intikam peşinde bir insan gibi geldi bana ama. Çünkü tam olarak bir şekli yok. İnsanlar farklı farklı hikayeler anlatıyor. Tam bir Scooby-Doo işi yani.
So,
Maskeyi bir
first two
kaldırınca insan
victims were
çıkacak yani.
knights, best years behind them.
The same could be said of the third. Sir Delacroix was wont to claim that in modern times knights face new challenges, enterprise being the latest addition to the chivalric virtues.
He made a veritable fortune in the grain trade. Palmerin even nicknamed him Sir de la Stinchi.
Found a coin pouch on his body. Contained florins dating from various times, hailing from different provinces of the empire.
Aynen öyle.
Delacroix loved coin, true, but had no patience for numismatics.
Kurbanların arasındaki benzerlikler. Evet bir...
Lots of similarities between the victims. All the bodies were found in strange places under extraordinary circumstances.
Aynen öyle.
Seems the murderer, whoever or whatever it is, has some meaning to convey.
These were honorable men. We are horrified by the disdain, the disrespect with which they were treated. These were knights of Toussaint. Blast it.
Might be the point. From what you say, none was a model of virtue. Ever considered that's what the beast's trying to draw attention to?
All the murdered men were knights who swore fealty to the 5 chivalric virtues. And even
İlk
if
defa
Knights of
yemini
Toussaint
bozanlar
swear
değildir
fealty
herhalde.
To what virtues exactly?
honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
5 virtues. Why are they so important to your knights?
Strange question.
Your Grace, forgive me. I'm a foreigner trying to understand another land's customs.
You are forgiven. According to legend,
You are
the
forgiven
virtues
dedi
we
ya direkt.
cultivate were bestowed upon us
Tamam
by
ya,
the lady
cahilliğini
of the
kabul
lake.
ettik falan gibi.
How we truly came to espouse them, none remember. In Toussaint, we believe men of low birth should be simple-hearted and obedient. We expect much more, however, of our knights. They are to be soldiers and courtiers, lords and servants. Thus, the need for clear moral guidelines. At the time of his dubbing, a knight vows to demonstrate throughout his life honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
Viera, teşekkürler takip için, hoş geldin. Sözlem... Ha dur, en son cümleyi kaçırdım. Sözlenme zamanında... Evet, doğru. İşlevselliği ne kadar iyi ama. Yaratık ahlaki yozlaşma mesajı veriyor. Kesinlikle bu
Beast
arada.
seems to be pointing up moral decay, denouncing it. Victims were all humiliated, might have been murdered to emphasize their lack of specific chivalric virtue.
Bu adam bir şey biliyor bu arada.
Honor compromised by the pillory. Wisdom by ridicule.
Teşekkürler.
Generosity by a coin pouch shoved down a throat. It seems to fit, true, though not perfectly.
Can't discount the theory if it's on the lips of everyone in town. Say our reasoning's right. Next murder will be just as showy and denounce the victim's lack of the fourth virtue, valor. We can also assume that victim will be an elder knight.
Let's think. At the moment, all the knights are either
Kitaplarından bir parça alıyorsa ilk oyunda hepsini biliyorum diyebilirim. Ama yönü değiştirilmişse bilemem.
Milton mentioned something. Seemed excited to prance around in a bunny costume. Not sure why. Hang on. Strange circumstances. A knight advanced in years. The famed cowardice of rabbits.
Could it be that simple?
Eğer adam,
Aynen,
bizi buraya getiren adam. Aynen öyle. Bir sonraki o.
To me something so obvious. De Peyrac Peyren, Crespi, Delacroix and Delac formed the knightly team. It was years ago, but...
Aa, şey göndermesi mi bu ya? Aa. Takım ne anlama geliyor?
They were a team.
They were close friends, tightly knit, and as such earned the trust of our father, the Duke. We often witnessed him turn to them with delicate matters. Later, their paths diverged.
Unlikely to be a coincidence. Beast must know it too. It's a lead, I'm sure.
Milton'ı bulmalıyız, ölecek adam.
Your Grace, we need to find Milton immediately.
Rather problematic.
Bir sonraki hedef o. Katil kimse herkesi alaycı bir şekilde öldürdükten sonra bırakıyor bu arada.
The hare's hiding place is a carefully guarded secret.
We must call off the game at once.
First and foremost, we must remain calm.
Arkadaki adam da rahat bir şekilde bahçesi buduyor.
Damien, order the garden searched immediately, but discreetly. By no means can we disrupt the festivities. Panic will only incite the beast to strike sooner. And you, Witcher, follow me. My gardens, my night, I shall take the fall. A murder is out of the question. I will not allow it. Not near my palace. Horses? Ready our horses.
Ne oluyor? Aha! Lan bir şey mi oldu?
Your Grace.
Aa bir şey oldu zannettim. Eteğe çıkarttı, tamam. Nasıl bakıyor? Roach gel. Kadın hızlıca ata binmek için yaptı. Tam bir lider ya.
Your Highness,
Mind it doesn't get wrinkled. Onward!
Wow. Ya işte tebaasını böyle koruyan bir kraliçe.
Hey! That is silk! Be careful!
Ver kral...
Give it to me!
Vermiyor ya bir de. Tüh lan, kaçırdık lan diyordu. Kraliçeden şey aldım diyordu. Kraliçe efsane çıktı. Ben de dedim zehirlendi mi, bir şeyler mi oldu? Koş.
Your Grace seems right at home in a saddle.
Majesteleri çok yaşa. Tamam, geliyorum. Bu oyunda beni kimse geçmedi, geçemez. Rezil oluyoruz, haberin olsun ha. Ya NPC olursanız böyle gücünüz oluyor tabi. Mekan da bu arada Minas Tirith gibi yani. Allah! Abi. Yoldan çıktım ya.
Hurry!